Donald. 2. He approached the bed, and lifted the covers up, to join her beneath them. But, before he could even fully immerse himself next to her, she was already pulling away from him. Her back, coldly, shut him out, without her even having to speak. "What are you doing?" she asked, coldly. Her tone was thick with disgust. "Get into your own bed." They hadn't slept in the same bed in ages. Their bedroom looked like that of siblings, with tiny beds spaced, far apart, from one another. With their lives so separated, it felt like they were only living together, for the sheer convenience of it. Not out of love, or desire. "A kiss then?" Donald asked gently, as he nestled closer to her, attempting to gently put his arm around his wife's shoulders. He always gave her the space she craved, but tonight was different. He didn't want to fight off his need for her. He looked for anything to show that she still loved him in some way. It wasn't always like this. There were days in the past when she greeted him with a hug and kiss, seemingly every time he waltzed into a room. He'd pick her up, bridal style, and carry her to their bedroom, and she'd giggle until her ribs hurt. He missed this deeply. "No." Her words were stark, as they left her firm lips. It wasn't even Donald's ego that was bruised, from his wife's rejection. It was his heart. He prized himself up from beneath the sheets and slinked over to his own separate bed. He wanted nothing more than to just be close to the woman he loved. He wished that her warmth was the last thing he felt before he slept, and the first thing he felt when he woke. He wanted to comfort her, when she twitched, as she dreamed. But there was a solid, yet invisible, barrier between the two. It could never be that way between them, no matter how hard Donald tried to bring down her walls. "Good night," he said with sorrow, only to be met with silence. Doris was ignoring him. He called out to the open air once more. "Good night." The silence deepened. How sad it was, to not even get a word out of his wife. Donald tossed and turned under his cold sheets, growing more resentful by the moment. He wanted to take back some of the control he once had. He wanted to give Doris no choice but to acknowledge his existence.